The hit Netflix series The Sinner stars famed actor Bill Pullman, who plays Detective Harry Ambrose. The anthology series examines how and why ordinary people commit brutal crimes. And ever since it first aired back in 2017, it's been an instant success. So stay tuned and don't go away, because The Sinner has been canceled. Here are the real reasons why. First up, has Bill Pullman's character Harry Ambrose really solved his last case? Unfortunately, yes. The hit crime drama kept fans on their toes for 4 straight seasons before coming to a dark conclusion. Now the entire series is available on Netflix for your viewing pleasure. On November 17, 2021, series creator Derek Simons confirmed fans' worst fears that the series would be ending. Simons further explained that bringing the series to an end rather quickly was the plan all along, certainly not what fans of the series wanted to hear. In a recent interview, Simons explained, "It's been a huge pleasure and a privilege to be able to tell the kinds of stories we have on The Sinner these past 4 seasons. Universal Content Productions and USA have been ideal partners and continually supportive of our creative goals. And I'm so pleased to complete Harry Ambrose's dramatic series-long arc as we intended in this final season. A huge thank you to my partner in crime, Bill Pullman, and to the talented actors, writers, directors, and crew who gave their all to help realize this show. It's been an incredible journey, but fans can't help wondering if there's any chance of a 5th season. And while I hate to be a Debbie Downer, I can confirm with absolute certainty that there will not be a 5th season. However, despite this fact, a spin-off series might be in the cards down the road. Next up, how did The Sinner's popularity spread? Let's take a look. When The Sinner first aired in the United States, it was pretty much an instant success. Fans were attracted to the show's darkness, grittiness, and mysterious cases. And it didn't take long for fans across the Atlantic and Europe to catch wind of the series and get hooked as well. The Sinner took a little time to gain traction in the UK, and some suspect it was largely due to the fact that Jessica Biel starred in the first season. Apparently, Brits aren't exactly enamored by Biel, but when season 2 was released on Netflix, fans were pleased with the change from Biel to actor Carrie Coon. Swapping Biel for Coon would ultimately turn out to be a really smart play, both in the US and Britain, because the ratings soared in both countries and The Sinner's fan base grew exponentially. It's amazing what a small casting change can do to a series, and it was this renewed fan interest in the series that led producers to greenlight seasons 3 and 4. In season 3, American Horror Stories' Matt Bomer and The Mindy Project's Chris Messina led the cast, but those changes weren't well received by critics. Up next, how did Derek Simons know it was time to pull the plug? Let's find out. After season 4 ended, Simons knew that the storyline had run its course, and he felt that the show had achieved what he had envisioned for Ambrose's character, who was continuously struck down by grief and depression. As we saw throughout the episodes, it was Ambrose's depression and poor mental health that greatly affected him, clouded his judgment, or as we saw in season 4, Percy Muldoon caused him to obsess over finding actual answers. But for fans of the series, there's still a small glimmer of hope that they haven't seen the last of Detective Harry Ambrose. Simons revealed, "I could definitely see revisiting the show. I think that would be a fun experience after some time to revisit the character. I will say this, right now I don't know what else to say with Ambrose. I feel like if there were more seasons consecutively following this one, we'd be in danger of repeating ourselves with diminishing returns. But I love the idea of working with Bill again and revisiting this world that I've lived in for the past 5 years and have really cherished. So I'm always open to that. So although the show is done for now, no one knows what the future may hold. We might even see a spin-off. We haven't heard anything about a possible spin-off, but it could happen. Remember, The Sinner was an anthology, which means each season focused on one specific case. The only common thread was Detective Harry Ambrose, who hunted for the truth in each case. If you take Ambrose out of the equation, there are no other connecting characters between each season, so it would be really difficult for the show to launch a spin-off, but stranger things have happened in TV land. Stay tuned and don't go away, because we're revealing everything you need to know about The Sinner. Next up, what should you know before binge-watching season Season 4? You're about to find out. If you're getting ready to watch Season 4, you might be interested in where police detective Harry Ambrose is in terms of the storyline and what's going on in his head. In Season 3, Ambrose was called to a car accident where the driver, Nick Haas, was killed. The man who reported the accident was Jamie Burns, a friend of Nick's from college who, on the surface, appears to be a well-put-together guy. But it's revealed that Nick visited Jamie and his pregnant wife, Leela, before the crash. And later, we learn that Jamie intentionally caused the accident and wanted Nick dead. Nick had a significant influence on Jamie during their college years. Both were fans of the Übermensch concept and the philosophy of Nietzsche, and the pair believed in nonconformity, with Nick constantly pushing Jamie to kill and indulge in his primal self. Years later, Nick re-enters Jamie's life and pushes him again. And this time, their random target is an artist named Sonia, but Jamie is conflicted about the whole thing and refuses to kill Sonia. Instead, Jamie decides to kill Nick in the car crash so that their secrets die with him. Up next, how did Ambrose eventually meet Sonia? Let's have a look. Sonia was one of Jamie's random targets, and Ambrose and Sonia started dating during the ongoing investigation. When Jamie threatens Sonia, Sonia manages to talk to him long enough to keep herself alive. Months after the investigation concludes, Ambrose and Sonia are still together, and she comforts him when he breaks down over the experience. Meeting Sonia was a silver lining of sorts for Ambrose, but the positivity was short-lived. Season 3 saw Ambrose pushed to the extremes. Jamie provoked Ambrose to attack him in front of Ambrose's grandson Eli, which subsequently led Ambrose's daughter Melanie to prevent him from seeing Eli. Oh, and then there's the terrifying moment where Jamie decides to play a sadistic game with Ambrose and buries him alive. Jamie struggles to influence Ambrose in some crazy ways, but after secretly recording Jamie's confession to murder, Ambrose sees Jamie turn against him. A crazed Jamie kills Ambrose's boss and even goes after every one of Ambrose's loved ones, including Sonia and Eli. Jamie shoots Ambrose, and to protect his family, Ambrose shoots Jamie. Essentially, it was murder because Jamie wasn't physically attacking Ambrose and was only taunting him verbally. Ambrose watches a terrified Jamie die, and as we see months later, is still very traumatized by the events. As Season 4 kicks off, we learn that Ambrose has retired from policing, but his disturbing visions resurface once he starts up another case. Next up, what really happened at the end of Season 4? Let's dig a little deeper. The main storyline of Season 4 was deciphering the mystery of Percy Muldoon disappearing from a quiet village in Maine. Ambrose happens to be in the village trying to put the pieces together of a previous case. After a brief encounter, Ambrose calls the police after he believes he saw Muldoon falling off a cliff edge and dying. However, due to his alcohol abuse and being new to the village, authorities failed to take his accusations seriously. Muldoon's family, however, seem to have some secrets of their own, an illegal smuggling ring, which they own alongside their fishing company. Ambrose suspects that the Lamb family could have something to do with her death, as they own a rival fishing company. The key suspects include the Muldoon family, her grandmother Meg, father Sean, and Uncle Colin as top suspects. And then there's Muldoon's ex-boyfriend Brandon. But as we know, he was assassinated. It turns out that all along, Percy was in the dark when it came to her family's human trafficking endeavors, but was starting to suspect something prior to her death. She attempted to go to the police, but ended up speaking to Officer Josh, who actually has a role in running the illegal ring. Finally, what happened during the season finale? The season finale revealed that Percy had shot and killed the eldest son of the rival Lamb family, Bo, during a fight between him and her father. In order to keep the murder a secret, the Muldoons gave the rival family fishing permits and their very own fishing island. The Lamb family kept the murder hidden so well that even Bo's brother CJ thought he ran back to Hong Kong and no longer wanted anything to do with his family. Percy was haunted by the murder she committed and decided to take her own life. That's a wrap for today's video. Thank you for watching.